Guard for your Knights of 5'9" senior, number 5, Kettinger. And forward for the Knights of 5'9" senior, number 25, Huff. And then forward, a 6'3" senior, number 44, Braeden. As he goes by Daniel Bradley, assisted by Nair.
Can we have Owen post it on Instagram, Twitter, post the link? I don't know where he is.
I'm sorry. Let me just make a little tab here.
And welcome to the action of this Friday night matchup between the Howell North Knights and these Howell High Vikings.
Knights take on the defense.
Katie, we have a double-header matchup here between girls start at 5:30 here and boys later at 7.
Rebound with Evie Krause. So Alicia Hahn going up the court, down to Kendra Swope in the corner. Addie Butler at the top. Addie Jones. Trying to regroup, get a play going. Backdoor cut, and it's a turnover to number 15, Rianne Tobin.
Katie, we have quite the matchup between two great teams here. Two teams that are at the top of their conference. Howell High sits at 11-2 currently, and Howell North sits at 9-7. So this has quite playoff implications here.
Oh, almost a steal there. Looks like a shooting foul.
Nice foul, number 44, Evie Krause, her first personal. The team starts in the quarter at the line shooting 2, number 24, Reese Greer.
Reese Greer to shoot her free throws. Looking for the first points of the game. First point goes to Reese Greer. She has one more free throw. And that's 2.
Yeah, Greer, a great free throw shooter, shoots about 80% from the line.
Alicia Hahn taking the ball up the court. A lot of cutting action from the Knights tonight.
Yeah, Katie, do you think that's going to be a pattern tonight? Do you think that's part of the game plan?
I think that is something they have practiced a lot in the past years, and they are looking to get as much movement on the court as possible, especially right now we've got 4 guards on the court, so they're going to have a lot of movement tonight.
Yeah, Katie, you're a former player yourself. You are kind of familiar with their game plan here.
Yeah, I've played with most of these girls before, and that's just a big thing that Coach Lampley talks about. She talks about movement, passing the ball, cutting to the basket, just trying to get everyone the ball and make as much confusion with the speed they have on the court with Alicia Hahn, Kendra Swope.
It's such a big game here. I'm sure that they're trying to play to their strengths fully.
Ooh, block with Alicia Hahn.
And that's not an uncommon thing. Alicia, probably the best defensive player on the court right now. She's averaging 2 steals a game.
That was pretty impressive, too, because that girl's about a lot taller than her.
For sure. Alicia's a guard, and she is definitely not a guard. student section getting into it now.
Number 42, Miami Martinez for the backdoor layup.
Score 4-0 early in the first quarter.
Ooh. Girls varsity is hoping to make an impression tonight. Both JV teams have lost to Howell already today.
Yeah, you certainly like to make an impact, right? You don't get swept here, especially at home.
Especially on Pink Out Night. Addie Butler for 3.
Yeah, you mentioned Pink Out Night. This our annual Pink Out game, but this is a little different this year. We're dressed in purple this year. Katie, you know a little bit about this. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, so Isabel and Gabby Delarue, 2 former players of FHN. They were very good, set a lot of school records, and they are now in college playing at a collegiate level. Unfortunately, their dad, John Delarue, passed away from pancreatic cancer earlier in 2023. So this night is dedicated essentially to him and just his fight and his family, and here to support him.
Certainly more than just a basketball game for these girls.
Nice foul, number 5. Kendra Sloper, first personal, team second.
Katie, I'm noticing a pace difference for sure between these two teams. Howell seems to come out on the offensive end a little bit faster than Howell North. Do you think that's an adjustment they're going to make?
I think they're going to have to make it. Howell is a very aggressive team. If you can't tell just by looking, almost every girl on the court is 3 to 4 inches taller than our players. Ooh, block for Evie Krause. That's 2 blocks already. That's really impressive.
Yeah, Evie definitely has been a dominant force on the defensive end all year. You can obviously see there's a bit of a height advantage for her to most girls that she's going to face. So in the paint, she's kind of a dominant force.
Yep. Ooh, rebound to Addie Butler. Looking to go on the offensive. Back through Alicia Hun. She seems to run most of the plays for us.
Yeah, the point guard, the leading scorer on this team. She's averaging 10 a game this year. Bit of an errant pass there from Kendra.
Yeah, that's a big problem the Knights have, is a lot of turnovers. They're just going to have to clean that up a little bit if they want to truly beat Howell.
Definitely. Yeah, like I mentioned before, Howell is at the top of this conference.
Steal for Alicia Hun.
So if North wants to pull this win off, there's definitely going to have to be a bit of an upset that happens.
She's brought it back to neck and neck, 5 and 6. The Knights are definitely staying in it, though. I've witnessed a lot of Howell North, Howell High games that just end in disaster by the end of the first quarter.
For sure, I think there's definitely a different atmosphere here today. You know, we mentioned Pink Out, so it's a strong atmosphere for North, and I think a home game in general in high school is a big thing that doesn't get talked about enough. I think this is a difficult place to play for Howell, and I think that will play a factor in this game.
Brought Courtney Eplin out onto the court. She was a big shooter last year, making varsity as a freshman. And she's already off at it, shooting threes.
Definitely a capable shooter from deep, and you see it right there.
Ooh, she's down already, hit her head really hard on the floor. She got back up though, so she looks okay.
It's just a hustle play right there, you know, get up and walk it off.
You gotta play aggressive. You gotta show them you want the ball.
Yeah. Always something a coach likes to see off a player coming from the bench.
Especially when they get back up afterwards.
Oh, for sure. So Katie, Francis South North, you know, we had a snow day today. Do you think this affects the game the getting ready for the game for these players? You know, I guess so did Hal. I think that affects them getting ready for this game. You know, they don't have classes beforehand, had all day to prepare for this game.
Yeah, I think that definitely affected them, but it could also be positive. I know for a lot of these girls, they're in a lot of AP classes, honors classes, and so potentially without that.
Loud crowd here today.
Yeah, potentially without that stress earlier in the day, they have a little bit more energy, just come a little bit more ready to play, almost like a tournament game on a Saturday.
Yeah, I mentioned they didn't have class, but that didn't affect the student section. We have a full crowd here today.
It's not something that is a common occurrence at North, at least for the girls' games.
No, but you mentioned it's a bigger meaning for this game, and you can see that the players understand, or the fans understand that, the players understand that this is an important day for both teams. So I think full support out here today. Coming into the timeout, Vikings are up by 1. What do you think they're talking about in the huddle here, Katie?
I think they're talking about some of the good things that have been going on. They're talking about our blocks, our shooting, maybe trying to get down on the turnovers.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of wild passes out there. So just clean up the gameplay, and I think we can really put a dent in this game. Yeah,
I think it's important. I think your possessions are a lot longer than Hal's are, and I think it's just important to make sure those matter, right? If you're going to hold the ball for 20 seconds, make sure that you score on that possession, you know?
Missed shot for Alicia Hun. Turnover, Addie Butler.
Yeah, that's something we just talked about. That's something you gotta cut down on. If you're gonna have a long possession, it's gotta end in a score.
Especially, it's not even the close contested balls. They're just handing the ball right over to Hal, and they're racking up the fouls while they're at it, which is never a good place to be.
It's hard later in the game to have your best players on the floor when all of them have 3 to 4 fouls, you know.
It's also hard when you're down by just 1 or 2 and you're in double bonus fouls.
Yeah.
Can't even foul them to get it over. That was a good tip by Alicia Hun. She hit that ball over the backboard, or over the rim. Ooh, a block for number 24, Reese Greer.
Yeah, Reese, one of the better defensive players on this team. She's averaging 2 steals a game, and you saw her block there. She definitely has the defensive prowess.
Ooh, over the backboard. It was a good shot, lots of arc, just bounced straight up.
You hate it when that happens. Still 9-8 here as the first quarter's ticking down.
Just under 40 seconds to go. We wonder if they're going to try and go for one more big play, or if they're just going to try and hold it, wait for the quarter to end, get a timeout. Looks like they're going up. And Addie J comes up with the ball. 25 seconds.
If I'm trying to put myself in the head of the coach here for Hal, I'm sure they were trying to go for a 2-for-1 here with how long North holds the ball here.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to use the rest of this clock.
Kendra Swope. Oh. Addie Jones. 10-7.
And they'll reset.
Alicia Hun for 3. And not quite.
After 1 quarter of basketball, it's the Vikings now in the Knights 8.
We have a close first quarter here, Katie. Like we had mentioned, there's definitely a difference in pace. There's definitely a difference in the quality of possessions. But I think if you're in that North student section, you're not angry about that first quarter, right? There was times where you looked great, but there was times where you just handed the ball right there. So I think if you can clean up those turnovers, I think you look great in that second quarter.
Yeah, I think especially just the fact that we aren't getting blown out 25-3 right now. is
That's
great
something
for
to look
morale.
forward to. Yeah.
I've seen it happen before. It's never a good feeling to know that the game is over in the first quarter. So I think we're definitely in it. It's definitely a winnable game. I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of this game plays out, but I think I'm optimistic right now.
For sure. Katie, we didn't see much of the bench from North in that first quarter. Do you think we see some more substitutions heading into the second quarter?
I'm not sure. Rampley definitely has her favorite 5, and she does not enjoy taking them out. She has subbed in Courtney for Evie, and it looks like Evie is back in for Addie Butler, who's on the bench right now. But I would not be looking for too many bench subs today, because in tough games and close games, Rampley's going to put her star 5 on the court, and they're going to stay there.
Yeah, I'm not a coach myself, but I definitely understand your 5. You know, they most likely, if they're in the starting 5, they have the best endurance, and they're your best 5 players, so you'd like to keep them on the floor.
Right, you want the best skill at every position you can. You don't want someone who's a little more inconsistent out there on the court.
Yeah, I think that's, like you mentioned before, it's important to stay out of foul trouble for these 5, because you'd like to keep your best 5 players on the floor.
It looks like they reset the fouls on the scoreboard. I know that in the past, at least, it was halves that they reset fouls, but I'm wondering if they are doing quarter team foul resets now.
That is interesting. I'm not sure with girls basketball. I'm not sure.
I wonder if they changed that this year, because it was definitely halves last year, but this could be a lot better for our team now. Alicia.
Katie, we mentioned earlier you played basketball last year. Were you an aggressive player? Were you in foul trouble? You seem to know a lot about resetting at half.
I was in foul trouble a lot, yeah. I was a guard. I was a main player on defense. I got all the fouls.
I mean, you need somebody to do that, right?
Yeah. When the coach, good backdoor cut for Alicia. Another 2 on the floor.
Great execution there, and I'm curious to see if that's something we're going to see for the rest of the game, because that looked too easy.
That was a, like, choreographed, I don't want to say choreographed, but it was a set play from North.
Oh, for sure.
They do like that play. They play it a lot.
That's something that was drawn up on the whiteboard in the huddle for sure.
So hopefully we will see some more of that tonight. But we did just jump 4 points, go on a 4-0 run, and we are now in the lead 12-9.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of the complications with the turnover problems is I feel they're overcomplicating their possession. So if you can find plays like that where it's 1 to 2 passes into the bucket, I think that makes sense.
Ooh, an air ball, but Kendra Swope coming up with the rebound. Just dribbling all the way down the court for 2 more. There was almost no defense for that. You got to learn eventually. You got to stand in front of them. Going on a 6-0 run.
As a player, it's always fun to go coast to coast, and Kendra grabbed the board and put it in their own bucket.
You can only imagine how the Howell team is feeling right now. Went out 9-8 the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a complete momentum shift, right? You looked awesome. You were forcing a ton of turnovers in that first quarter, and I guess it just completely vanished.
Yeah, they're just letting in layups. These aren't even necessarily deep threes. No, they're letting them walk right up to the basket and put it in.
For sure.
You can just imagine the yelling that's happening. You need to take the charge. Like, stand in front of the dribbler. You can't let them by you.
You can tell that's in both huddles for sure.
Just a big defensive game.
Yeah.
Both these offenses are extremely capable. It's really going to come down to who has the least amount of turnovers, who has the best execution, and who can get the stops on defense.
Yeah, you mentioned that it's a similar 5 for Coach Rampley, but I mean, with such a grueling defensive game, you might have to make substitutions as your girls are starting to get worn down. I mean, you can tell the pace is going down from both sides.
The speed is not there. Alicia tried that backdoor cut again, but it looks like the girl guarding her caught on this time. Ooh, a steal for number 22, Reagan Celeste. Was not able to finish it, though. It was a good steal, though. Shot the 3.
Yeah, Celeste gets quite a few of those, 14 on the year, which is a pretty high number for steals. I mean, you usually get 1 to 2 of those per game, and she's averaging 2 a game.
Courtney Eplin in the corner for 3. Oh, so close. And a turnover for Howell. Kendra Swope was right there with her, though. She's been definitely a leading rebounder. She's got 103 on the year.
Yeah, for a guard, that's a really high number. And you can, I mean, when you watch her, that makes sense, though. A very aggressive player all over the court.
It's like the ball just travels to her like she's a magnet. Camille Kreckler, a junior this year, has gone on the court. She's also a guard. Ooh, and a turnover for Addie Butler. An easy layup for Howell.
And that's their first score of the second quarter.
She does have most of the points for Howell, though. Ooh, and a foul on Howell. Knights are going to get the ball with this one. Hopefully get a good, nice play in, get some easy points.
Yeah, we mentioned momentum earlier. For Howell, you were 11-0 at one point, and you've now lost your last 2 games. So heading into this game, this is kind of a key game that you need to get here. And I don't know. I think Princetown North is coming off a win, and you are at home. I think based off the stats, maybe you wouldn't say North, but I think you're looking pretty good if you're a Knight fan.
Yeah, and I think momentum in-game is essential, and I think season momentum is really important as well. Just the wins, but also the points.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, coming off back-to-back-to-back losses, it's hard to get excited pre-game, and it's hard to be running all over the court. I think in-season momentum is a big thing.
A foul on number 35, Michaela Gavlik, will send Kendra Swope to the line to shoot the first free throws for Francistown North tonight.
That's her first person that takes place at the line shooting 2, number 40.
And she's made the first one. Knights lead 16-13. Looks like maybe a foul on Addie Jones.
That's kind of an interesting call. That looked clean to me.
I think on the backside, she had her arm pinned down. They think they can hide it from the refs, but
Coming from the former player, she knows.
as much as we want to say it's rigged, sometimes we're just playing a little dirty. Number 15, Brianna Tobin, missing both of her free throws.
Yeah, a scream late from the student section right before she shot it. I wonder if that affected her.
Travel for Kendra Swope, adding to the turnovers. She had an open run in front of her, but it just wasn't enough.
Unforced errors are always a killer for any team.
Ooh, and a steal for Addie Jones, taking it up the court. Backdoor cut. Oh, and she lost it. Got to 22 Reagan Celeste, who is now shooting for 3. And out on Francis Howell High North ball. Alicia Hun back on the court. Kendra for 3, and it's good.
Yeah, Kendra, a competent three-point shooter. She shoots 34% from the line, so competent shooter from out there, and you just saw that.
That was an interesting foul call.
Number 25,
She looked pretty straight up to me, and I bet if we roll that footage, but
number 24, Greer.
Reese Greer missing the first free throw.
Leading the game for the Vikings, number 12, Bryn Cohen.
And Bryn Cohen in for number 22, Reagan Celeste. And missing 2. Howell has missed their last 4 straight free throws and a foul on Alicia Hun.
Yeah, Katie, I can't tell the future, but I'm sure that's going to come back to hurt them. Missing 4 opportunities at free points, that's going to hurt you.
Especially in a row, it's going to kind of set momentum, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. It's good to see the ball go through the basket, and you had 4 opportunities at it, and you missed all 4. Bit of a focus issue.
Howell started pressing the ball, it looks like, looking for more turnovers. Oh, and in and out for Addie Jones.
It's about as unlucky as it gets.
Looks like one of our girls was in the paint for 3 seconds.
Kind of a rare call there.
It is. I'm guessing it had a lot to do with all that confusion under the backboard.
Anybody who has a referee bingo card, cross off 3 seconds in the paint, man. That's a rare one.
Alicia Hum with the rebound.
Vikings foul number 15, Brianna. That's the second personal, team's 3rd. Now entering the game for the Knights, number 11, Elise Grimshaw.
Elise Grimshaw also was on varsity freshman year. However, she did not get too many minutes. That has definitely improved this year. She's also a shooter and a guard.
Yeah, I think the lack of minutes for some of these sophomores, I think it definitely comes with such a similar roster from last year. There's so many girls that have been on varsity since their freshman year and have been 4-year players. I think it's a bit of a, I wouldn't call it top-heavy roster, but a lot of your top players are going to be graduating this year. It'll open a lot more opportunities for girls like Elise, and a lot of the sophomores here get more opportunities next year.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a big thing. So we only had 1 senior last year, so there was really no room for movement up from JV to varsity. So I wonder if that impacted just the players that are currently on JV, the girls who are on varsity who really didn't get any minutes last year. But as you said, our 3 top players, Evie, Alicia, and Kendra, are all graduating this year, leaving us with just 1 starter, 1 or 2 starters left, and no post really.
Yeah, I know coming into the season it was a big question for these girls. How will they get better with such a similar roster? And I mean, it hasn't been a problem thus far in this season. 9-7, 3rd in the conference. They have an opportunity to win.
Now, I know that Olivia Grazer has been playing for... She's been playing for varsity since her freshman year, but I'm not seeing her on the bench right now. I do see 2 new faces, Kate Vernon and Leah Fahatin, but I'm not seeing her down on the bench, so I wonder what happened to her.
Maybe an injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned new faces from JV. I think it's important for momentum, right? new faces in the room. You know, competition for some of those bench players for sure.
Right, get some excitement on the court,
Yeah.
a chance to shine on the varsity level.
Yeah.
Just, and especially just proving themselves on the court, I think is really important.
Yeah, maybe they don't get a whole ton of minutes, but I mean, coming from a player that's played on JV, it's a cool experience to get to suit up for varsity. So it's something that will definitely mean a lot to those players.
Fighting foul number 30, Madison Alway. Her first personal. Team Smith at the line to complete the three-point play is number 25, Alicia Hahn.
Alicia Hahn made the layup and is now shooting for the extra point. And it's no good, but is out off of North. Hal ball.
As the second quarter ticks down, 21-13, looks like a football score to me. Kind of interesting, kind of a low-scoring game. We mentioned such great defenders on the court right now. You can definitely see it.
Also, if we notice, only 4 points for Hal this quarter. However, North has had 13, getting Hal's entire score in just this one quarter.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a weird analogy, but if you convert it to a boxing match, Hal won that first round, but North definitely took that second one. I'm curious to see how this second quarter or how this second half will turn out. And they'll take a 5-point lead into the half.
Yep. A three-pointer from Michaela Gavlik just to end the half. Looked like Alicia Hahn didn't have anyone to throw it into, so they couldn't even get a last attempt half-court miracle shot up.
Yeah, kind of a sour taste in your mouth to end the first half. But I mean, again, you're taking a 5-point lead into the half. There's nothing bad that you saw in that second half or in that second quarter, right? You definitely won that second quarter if you're splitting it up. I think the biggest thing that we've talked about is cut down those turnovers. Make your possessions last.
Yeah, I would definitely say that I've seen a lot more turnovers coming out of Francis Howell North than I did for Francis Howell High. And I think that goes to show just, again with the seniority and just the finesse on the court, is that we're seeing the Francis Howell High girls, the seniors, the juniors, they're holding on to the ball a lot better than some of our sophomores, our freshmen. But I won't say it's just that, because our seniors have had their fair share of turnovers themselves. I just think it's a more refined version of basketball that's really important, just taking care of the ball.
Yeah, in big games, you know, seniority is always a big thing. It's you know, being there before, you know, everyone's nervous, but having played a game like this for some of these seniors, they've done this three times already, so less of a big moment for them. I think seniority will come through here, so I'm curious to see how the second half will go. We'll be back at the beginning of that second half.
just go run that camera or whatever and point it at you. And you guys, if you wanted to do a swim
Are we using
Now taking the floor,
Here's the
your
second one. What's
varsity cheerleaders!
he said he has. Yeah.
I was thinking we could have Owen do it since he's social media. And then have him go on like a little halftime meeting or something. Just because he's already up to
Yeah.
I think he wants to go to
Oh, there he is. I don't know how he would be on camera. I think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, your varsity cheerleaders!
I'll let him.
Let me take him 3.
Okay, is that 3?
That'll unmute it,
Do you want me to?
so we'll test it out. Just not yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest band in all the land, the Francis Halbert Pep Band!
Okay, so what we're gonna do here is he's gonna Braeden's gonna-
Okay, I have the.
So you're gonna open the mic up. We're gonna cut to
16. All right.
And then be like, they look to give it up for the second half. It only has to be like a few sentences.
coming into this second half, Knights lead 21-16. The big headline for this first half was the turnover problem, right? The Knights, quite a few turnovers, wasted possessions. Their possessions are a lot longer than Hal's, and you'd like to cut that down, right? Hal's speeding the game up, and North is slowing it down. So your goal, hopefully, is to cut that down and just you won that second quarter. Keep that momentum going heading into the second quarter.
All right, and we're back, about to start the second half. Hal North at 21, Hal High at 16, and we're hoping to see the rest of a great game so far.
Yeah, certainly trading blows between these two teams. Going into this second half, right before the end, Hal hit a three to cut it to 5. But before that, though, it was quite a weak second quarter from them. They only scored 4 points in that second quarter.
Yeah.
Not a great quarter for them.
They did end up with 7 for the quarter, but it looks like our starting 5 are back out on the court. Alicia Hun, Addie Butler, Addie Jones, Kendra Swope, and Evie Krause. I think that's one of the big things, though, is that you can see who on our team has actually played in this game. And we only have 3 of our 6 bench players in the game so far. I wonder how the difference in just the feeling of vibe of the team is, just knowing that Hal doesn't have those shooting shirts saying, oh, I've been in the game, oh, I haven't.
Yeah.
Ooh, and a steal, kind of, Alicia Hun and Addie Butler.
Yeah, I mean, normally you would say that the team using their bench a little bit more would be well-conditioned, but you can tell these girls for North, they're well-conditioned, they're ready to be in this game, and they are coming out with more energy than Hal so far.
To Evie Krause in the post, looks like a shooting foul. Looks like she'll be shooting some free throws, but I don't know if she was shooting already or if they're going to give it to him on the floor. It does look like it'll be on the floor, so they'll be running a set play here, hopefully to get some easy points in. To Addie J up on the top. They're playing some very aggressive defense right now. Ooh, and a great pass to Evie Krause.
Yeah, the turnover problem that's been the big headline for North here. Finding simple passes like that, you're never going to have a problem with turnovers.
I have noticed that a lot, though. They've gotten a lot of just really technical passes. And a 3 for, or is that a 2 for Hal? They've definitely started a full court press, though.
Yeah, I like them better. Way better. Shaw's a spot. That one's better. Really rock.
In these first few possessions for Hal, you're definitely seeing a slower pace than what we saw in the first half. I think they're starting to notice that North is eating up a lot of this time, and they need to get quality possessions in here rather than just speeding up. Kendra taking it up the court. Full court press here from Hal.
And another turnover. I think they found North's greatest weakness right there with the turnovers. And ooh, a block from Evie Krause. She was not kind with that. She slapped it right out of her hands.
Yeah, this might be maybe a hot take, but I think a full court press is always effective, right? Having to you don't have a free possession halfway up the court. You know, you have to find passes all the way through. You have to go 100% rather than that 50 that normally you would.
Alicia Hunt here to shoot 2 free throws, but yes, I think it is just, it's a great strategy if you have the players to maintain it, because a full court press, let me tell you, it's exhausting. It's exhausting for both teams. It really gets you into your defense.
For sure.
It's a great place to get a lot of turnovers, but it's also a great place to find a lot of fouls. So if you have some players in foul trouble, I would leave them hanging back. But Alicia Hunt made both of her free throws. Looks like Hal Morrison man coverage right now. I think they were in a zone earlier in the game, and I think this man coverage is definitely going to work better for them. Another block for Evie Krause. Is that 3 or 4 for her today?
I believe that's 4.
That's just insane. Kendra Swope wide open in the corner. But 22, Reagan Celeste coming down with that rebound. Ooh, what a layup right there for Michaela Gavlik, number 35. Kendra Swope kind of running out of options. They're trapping her in the corner. And a block for Hal. That's another foul for them. They've got 3 on the quarter already.
Yeah, they tried to get the charge from him, and it did not work out.
You got to be really set, really straight up to get those. Refs do not like to hand out the charges. Looks like freshman Leah Fahatin is about to check into the game. She is the only freshman on the varsity roster right now.
Certainly a lot of pressure for her, I'm sure. 25-22 with 4 left in the third. Definitely a lot closer here than we saw at the end of that second quarter.
Ooh, and now it's 25-24 with a nice jump hook. This full court press is not great for North right now. That almost looked like a travel for Evie Krause, but I don't know. Looks like a foul on Addie Butler. Leah Fahatin checking into the game for Evie Krause. Makes sense. She's looking to be the future post for Francis Howell North, especially after Evie graduates. Got a lot of tape on her knees, though. I wonder if she's got a recent injury or something.
With Evie off the floor, it's definitely a smaller lineup from the Knights.
And over the back for Francis Howell High.
North will try to fight through this full court press here.
Ooh, some great passes from Addie Butler to Addie Jones. Nice and crisp. That's what we need to see the entirety of this game. Addie Butler at the top of the key. Oh, Addie Jones.
Too many Addies.
Too many Addies, mixing me up. Brought the foul total up to 6 for the quarter. We're just a couple minutes in. It's been a very aggressive quarter.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the focus is down necessarily, but definitely a little bit more aggressive and a little less strategic beginning to this half for sure.
More brute force, I would say. Saved by number 15, but a turnover, so. Ooh, what a pass. Alicia Hunt at the top. Oh, almost making that 3. Elise Grimshaw in for Kendra Swope. Bringing out the younger lineup for sure right now. Trying to try some new things just to see what'll work against this press.
Yeah, with younger players, you always see a lot more energy. They want to make those small minutes that they get matter, and you're seeing it with Fahatin here. She's all over the court right now.
Looks like some free throws for number 15,
Nice foul.
Brianna
Number
Tobin.
22, Lily Bob. Her first personal, team's third. At the line shooting 2 is number 15, Brianna Tobin.
The Knights have definitely gone on a run with fouls, though. That's 3 straight for them. These fouls can definitely hurt a team, especially when they make their free throws like they started to now.
Yeah, as we slowly approach this fourth quarter, that's always a talking point when you get late in the game is who can be on the floor towards the end when you do need to foul.
And that's 2 for Brianna Tobin, bringing it to 27-26. It's neck and neck right now with only 1 senior on the court. Lots of turnovers like that. Looks like a foul on Addie Butler.
Number 3, Madison Butler.
I don't know, I saw it travel, but it looks like we are now 4-4 in fouls for the quarter, 1 more for each team, and we're gonna be in bonus, but a steal for Addie Jones.
Great to keep it in bounds there from Addie.
And 3 from Addie Butler. Alicia Hunt hustling to get back, making that layup not happen. Elise getting the turnover or the steal.
If I'm Coach Rampley here, I'm yelling, slow it down, slow it down. Going really fast, and you're not creating great shots here.
Addie Butler for 3 again. Oh, ran into the bleacher or the chairs. 2 points and an and 1 for Howell right there.
It all worked out for Howell. 15 takes a collision, but they are on the other end scoring.
Nice foul, number 25, Alicia Hahn. That's her 3rd personal. Team's 5th. At the line shooting 1 is Gatlin.
Alicia Hum with 3 fouls is something we definitely do not want to see, especially as she's the key playmaker for the Knights. She's been a point guard since her freshman year as starter. And
yeah, she's leading the team in scoring right now. That's somebody that you're always looking for at the beginning of a possession. You need her on the floor.
She's definitely not someone we want to see on the bench in the 4th quarter.
No.
You could see even earlier in the 2nd quarter, they took her off to give her a little bit of a break. And that's when Howell scored all 4 of their points before the end.
Yeah, we talk about impact players in sports a lot, and I think Alicia is definitely one of those players, right? Whenever she's on the floor, there's a visible difference on how the offense and the defense flow, so you need her on the floor for sure.
A turnover for Addie Butler and a foul. But you know what? You got to do whatever you can to make sure that layup does not go in.
Yeah, especially before the 4th quarter, right? I think in the 4th quarter, maybe you take that one off to save yourself from a foul, but right now you gotta make them earn all their points.
It's another free throw for Brianna Tobin. Definitely the leading scorer for Howell right now. Also took a nosedive into the Knights bench.
Yeah, she's been flying all over the place. A bit of a breather for her going to the line.
Yeah, she's made her last 4.
She's now headed to the bench.
Yeah, probably taking a breather after all that.
Man, I don't blame her. If I was running around the floor like that and ran into the bench, I would need to come off right then, but she played another minute or 2 after that. That's impressive.
Turnover for Courtney Eplin, but a steal for Addie Jones. This press is definitely giving North some problems.
Turnovers all over the place. North notoriously in that first half were really slow with their offense.
But and a foul.
Now both teams at max pace, and you're seeing a lot of mistakes because of that.
We've already got 10 fouls on the quarter. Both teams are in bonus.
Maybe a bit sloppy from each team, but it's in a way, I think you're seeing the best basketball from both of them, you know.
Addie Jones missing her first free throw. Really need these to go in right now. Got to close that gap.
My question that I would have for Coach Rampley here is, when does Evie Krause come back off the bench? You know, this is a small lineup and you're struggling on the boards. Unlike when she's on the floor, I feel she's the first person at every ball.
Her and Kendra Swope, though. get lots and lots of rebounds.
Yeah. Well, two bigger players for sure.
Double dribble on number 42, Miami Martinez. So yeah, I mean, so yeah, here's Evie Krause coming back in for Leah FHN.
Great shift from Leah here. You know, for a freshman, that's, you know, getting minutes from her in such a big game. You would think the pressure would get to her, but she looked awesome. She was all over the floor, and that's something you can count on later in the season.
Yeah, especially in later seasons.
Yeah.
Just getting this experience as a freshman when you're new and nervous.
Yeah, she's got 3 more of these.
Jump ball for Addie Jones and Miami Martinez.
Night style, number 10, Addie Jones. That's her second personal. The Vikings have the line to shoot 2. That's Miami Martinez.
Missing a free throw right there. Kendra Swope taking the ball down the court. Down low to Evie Krause, but a travel.
Bit slower than it was just a few minutes ago. Both teams were sprinting the whole time, and you're starting to see it slow down a little bit.
From the free throw line with Miami Martinez, definitely making the impact. We didn't see a lot of her in the first half, but now with just 20 seconds to go, she's been shooting quite a bit. Evie going up and not getting that layup, but Addie Jones coming down with the rebound to Kendra at the top for 3, and it does not go in.
You needed that one to fall.
Reagan Celeste taking down the court.
Sticking down. 2, 1.
And it's no good.
Shot was up in time, but just no good.
3/4 of basketball, so Vikings 32 and the Knights 27. Entering the game when I was 15 Brianna Tobin.
Heading into this final quarter, Katie, what do you think they're saying in that Howl huddle?
In the Howl huddle, I think they are just saying, keep up the good work. But Howl definitely won that quarter, so North really needs to come back in this last quarter, show them like their desire to win, what they're playing for tonight, and just their strength overall this year.
For sure. Yeah, we mentioned before this is more than just a basketball game, so it's much more important to win this game than maybe some of the others on your schedule. A rival with Howell coming to your place. This is an important game, and if you're rooting for the Knights here, you hope you can pull this out, right? You're down by 5. This everything to play for here. Especially
for the student section too. A school loves to see their team win, and the Francis Howell North boys team is currently 3-10 this year. So they're just definitely going up against a formidable force going against the Howell boys team. So if the girls here can get a win, that'll just set the mood for the rest of the night.
Yeah, momentum is a thing even for a different sport technically when we're talking about boys compared to girls. But yeah, getting a win on the girls side would be a big pickup for North here.
Elise for 3. And it's good.
And that's a big shot here. Cutting the lead to 2 is very pivotal here.
Especially just the beginning of the quarter sets the mood for the rest of the quarter. That's 35. Michaela Gavlik, she's liking that 3 shooting spot tonight too. That one didn't drop, but she has had at least one earlier go in.
Yes. Kendra bringing it up the court here.
another turnover for North. And that's just been the ongoing problem in this game, is if they can cut down these turnovers, we would definitely be in the lead. But another foul for senior Evie Kraus.
For sure, there's been a few times where they turn it over right in front of the basket, and those are points that you can count like, hey, we should have scored there, we should have scored here. I think you're down by 2 here, but if you cut down some of those turnovers you had right in front of the basket, you'd be up by 4 or 5 here.
Reese Greer shooting free throws again. I see a lot of her on the line tonight.
Yeah, kind of an interesting setup here at the line. She gets real low and dribbles the ball down. Whatever keeps you focused at the line, right? I feel like every basketball player has a different setup whenever they get to the line. Katie, I bet you had something interesting when you went to the line. You were talking about how aggressive you were. I'm sure you were the player that spent like 20 seconds at the line.
I think a routine at the line is just really important. The other student sections, they're going to be screaming at you. You just had that big play, you got fouled, so obviously a lot is happening, and just that routine can get you in the right mindset to make that easy open shot, because those are points that you don't want to lose. Those are the points that win and lose games for teams. And so, yeah, I think a routine is really important. Do people look a little silly doing them sometimes? Yes, but you got to do what you got to do.
Hey, we still see it in the pros, you know. Milwaukee Bucks player Giannis Antetokounmpo, he always gets made fun of because he spends 45 seconds at the line. But, hey, for a big man, he shoots about 70% from the line. That's not that bad.
I wish I could shoot 70% from the line.
That's 70% of your opportunities. That starts to count up, you know.
So it looks like Coach Rampley took a timeout. 30 to 33 right now. She has definitely got the whiteboard out. She's drawing up the plays. She's telling them what they need to get down.
Yeah, I mean, this is about as important as it gets in a game, you know. We're slowly ticking down in this fourth quarter, and you're down by 3. You need momentum here. And you need time to build, right, you know?
Especially because a win right here will tie them in games 1 with Hal and give them the tiebreaker over Hal when it really comes down to it in playoffs and district games and championships.
Yeah, these are 2 top teams in the GAC South, so this game has quite a bit of playoff implication, right? So getting a win here, a few weeks down the road, you're going to think back to this game and like, hey, this was a big win that we got, and this is going to help us win this division.
I'm not 100% sure on how high school basketball playoffs go, but I do know that it could mean home court advantage. It could mean you're the #1 seed. Alicia Hunn taking Francis Howell North into the lead for the first time since the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you were mentioning home court advantage, and we just saw, you can see this Francis Howell North student section. They showed up and they showed out. So if you can get a home court game in the playoffs based off a close game here, that's a big pickup.
Rebound for Alicia Hunn. Oh, but a turnover. Overshot just a little bit. I think it's interesting that Francis Howell North hasn't done a full court press yet this game. I remember earlier on, Addie Butler was guarding the girl bringing the ball up the court, but it was not a full team effort. It was just the one player, and I mean, it causes a little bit of disturbance, but it doesn't truly provide the panic that a full court press can put on a team.
For sure, I think, again, I'm not Coach Rampley, but if I'm thinking about whether or not to do a full court press, if they are also full court pressing us, I'd like to preserve our energy, right?
Right.
So I think giving yourself maybe, not a break on defense, but yeah, giving yourself some time, right, to catch your breath. You'd rather not be sprinting back and forth the whole game.
Yeah, that recovery is good. But I think that a real big impact would just cut down the turnovers. Both teams right now. A foul on Elise, but hey, that's a good foul.
That's a good foul. You can't let her have that free throw or that shot and send her to the free throw line, make her earn her points, right?
It's 15, Rhea and Tobin up at the line to shoot for 2.
Tobin, a bit of a bruiser, right? All over the court. You saw her run into the bench earlier. She's got quite a bit of energy.
Yeah, she's got a good free throw too. Good shot. She's got that arch.
For sure, we've seen her a lot at the free throw line, and she's making most of them.
Addie Butler in for Elise.
Scream for the student section doesn't seem to matter.
No, she's very cool and collected on the line. The timeout 35-32 right now as the quarter is winding down, and with it the game. What do you think Rampley is saying to her players right now?
I think it's spreading out the offense, right? I think down by 3 here with such little time, hitting a three-pointer would completely change your outlook of this game, right? So you're going to send out your girls that are best from behind the arc, and you need to hit a 3 here. But in the same respect, I think you stick with what you've been doing on defense, right? I don't think you start that full court press now.
Yeah.
I think maybe next time out, because 5 minutes left. I don't think you want to waste all your energy right now.
I think that they just really need to refine their game right now, cut down the turnovers, get through this full court press. Full court presses can be scary, but they are a great way to get a lot of easy layups in. All you have to do is get through that first line, right? They're trying to trap you in the corner, but if you can get through it like Alicia just did, now they're scrambling to get back.
Yeah, maybe not the exact same, but similar to a blitz in defense, right? Or a blitz in football, right? You're going to send 3 or 4 guys on most plays, but compared to the 6 that you would send on a blitz, that's less guys to cover the deep ball, right? So it's similar in basketball. Katie, you can confirm that, right?
Yep. Get through that press, and the whole court is wide open.
Yep.
Almost a steal right there for Alicia Hun, and a great backdoor pass. Alicia looks like Alicia got a hand on it though. She was trying to bring it up for a shot, and it just popped right on out. Howell's running an inbounds play right now. A little bit of confusion as to where they need to go, it looks like. Just chucking it down the court just to get the ball in bounds. Addie Butler with the ball right now, taking it up the court. Great screen, just need to finish on that layup. Jump ball.
That's a bit of a wasted opportunity there. Kendra had a wide open net and didn't capitalize there.
It was a great screen by Addie Butler too. Her defender was trailing behind her. A great ball right there. She could just get it off her. And missing the layups is really just putting this game away.
North is given 2 opportunities to score there, and they can't capitalize on either. As it's ticking down, you're definitely thinking that might haunt you later.
Yeah, that could have costed
points.
them the game right there.
4 points, that would have given you the lead.
Would have given you the lead, would have given you some momentum, some confidence.
For sure.
And I think they're lacking that right now, especially with just the amount of turnovers, the missed layups. They're just a little scared of the Howell defense right now.
And it definitely feels a little stagnant, right? We've been sitting at this 3-point lead for, what, 4 or 5 minutes now, and it feels stagnant.
There's not been a lot of scoring. Only scoring really this quarter has been from free throws. I don't think I've seen a shot.
Good defense, but yeah, it's stagnant offenses from both.
Just a lot of moving around the court, but you can't make a shot from 30 feet from the rim, no matter how good of a three-point shooter you are.
And we've been talking about energy, preserving your energy from both teams, and how aggressive this defense, I think you're starting to see the effects of it on offense, right?
Yeah, everyone's just exhausted on that court right there, especially North. Still got 2 girls who haven't even checked into the game yet. So juniors Sophia Manzella and junior Kate Vernon just still on the bench waiting for their moment. It's another foul. Puts us at 4 for the quarter already. Not a good place to be, especially when you're trailing right like this.
At this late in the game, Katie, is this a drawn-up play here, or are you outside of your playbook here?
It's a drawn-up play every time you're throwing it in from under the hoop. Most teams will have at least 4 just set plays, just depending on the defense that they're running, whether it's a zone or a man-to-man defense.
And we saw one there, yeah.
It'll usually have a couple screens, either that or just a little hidden player that you aren't expecting to come shine. But inbounds plays are usually good for free, easy points. Ooh, almost a steal right there. That's what hard passes are for. Oh, Alicia Hunt also missing a layup. Definitely contested, but definitely points we need.
Yeah, I don't want to call it a wasted opportunity, right? Because you mentioned that is contested, but that's a shot that typically I think you would expect Alicia Hunt to make there. So that's a bit frustrating.
I think it's a shot that you could expect anybody to make.
Yeah.
And apparently there was a foul on that play as well. So
We'll send
number
Hal to the line.
24, Reese Greer's back on the line. That's the problem with bonus fouls.
Yeah.
Is that you're just handing away points right here. So if she had made that layup with no foul, we would be at 34, but right now they are already at 36. She's shooting her second because it's a 1-and-1. So that was a 3-point swing right there, right? It could be 34 to 35 right now, but instead it's 32 to 36.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be
And
Debbie
another
Downer,
turnover.
but it feels like it's starting to slip away from North here.
Yeah, Hal's definitely starting to run away with it, and even if you can't tell just by the score, because it really is, it's only a 4-point difference, but just with the momentum and the confidence, Hal knows they're going to win this game, and just having that assertion on the court, it's putting fear into the North players. They're tired, they are making mistakes, they're turning the ball over, they're fouling. And it's just been a mess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no professional, right? But I think everybody has a bit of the eye test, right? And my eye test is telling me Hal is winning this game, and the scoreboard does reflect that.
And, I mean, even while they might not be finishing their shots, they're also winning just in possession, in turnovers, in steals, in blocks, in free throws and fouls. They're just dominating every aspect of this game.
At this point in the game, Katie, what is Rampley saying in that huddle, right? Because you have a very small time left. You need to get 4 points in a small amount of time. What are you drawing up if you're Coach Rampley?
Rampley is down there saying, you guys need to get your act together. You need to get the ball in the orange rim, and you need points on the board. Because at the end of the day, that's what counts. It doesn't matter how it gets there. All you need is that ball going through the net. All right, coming back. It's number 15, Rianne Tobin, passing off to Reagan Celeste. Alicia Hunt with the steal. Now, you know this is exactly what Rampley needs, but we need to finish these layups. We need to go back up with that ball instead of turning it over. And that layup could have cost us the game right there.
Yeah, you really needed that one. You took a possession from Hal, and you could have turned that into points for yourself, and it's another missed opportunity.
That's 3 or 4 straight missed layups. Have we even scored this quarter?
I'm not sure we have.
So that's not a good thing to look at either. We got 13 points in that second quarter, and that just has not been reflected throughout the rest of this game.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I compared it to a boxing match. Hal won the first quarter, North won the second, Hal won the first, and it won the third, and I'm not sure North's going to win the fourth.
Right now, I would definitely say that Hal is winning, and it's number 15, Rianne Tobin, shooting again. These are the fouls you need, though, because they're just going to hold the ball right there.
Yeah.
And you need to just pray for a missed free throw.
Yeah, but this is not the situation you want to put yourself in, right? They're getting free opportunities for points, and they're making that lead even bigger.
Especially because they're running down the clock while they do it.
you now have a minute, less than a minute 30 to score 5 here.
And she gets another shot.
Yeah.
But Brianna Tobin cannot be phased on the line. Made another 2 free throws. She has a great shot.
So if you're looking forward here, it kind of needs to be a 3-pointer here. I'm not sure you have time.
It may need to be a 3-pointer, but at this point, points are points.
Points are points, I agree.
But you know what? Airballing is not going to help anything.
Airball does not score you points.
Not only does it not score you points, it does not improve the morale of the team, and
No.
you need energy and excitement to win this game right now.
No, and I mean, specifically for Addie Butler there, it doesn't encourage you to take the next shot when that last one just didn't touch anything, right?
Looks like they're just trying to run out the clock. Looks like Addie Jones with a foul again, sending Brianna Tobin back to the line. I think we definitely need to be fouling when somebody else is taking a shot, just because she's had just an amazing percentage. Score is now 32-39 with just under 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Yeah, if it hasn't already slipped away, I think it is right here with this free throw. Oh, and it's another breath of life for North here. You got to take it. Got to take it and run. 42 seconds, 7 points.
Timeout for Francis Howell High. Courtney Epplin going in for Addie Butler. Full timeout, I'm assuming they're about to say, hey, we need to get in, we need to hold this ball. We can't let them get any more points. There is time for Francis Howell North to win this game, and we need to hold on to the ball. We need to keep this lead, let the clock wind down, and just hopefully squeeze this win out. I can imagine Rampley saying, all right, guys, we're down by 7. This is where we really need to step up, show them what we're made of.
Yeah, and maybe you're not focused on the win here, but you're focused on pride, right? You'd like to go out scoring. You know, like, this has not been a great quarter for you, but when you look back at this game, if you end this by scoring a few buckets here and you cut it a little closer, it doesn't feel as sour of a win for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, the boys varsity team is ready to come out in the wings. They're ready for their game, even though it looks like we might not be winning this one. They're excited for theirs. They're getting ready, hopefully.
Yeah,
Evie Krause could have shot that.
Yeah, the boys are watching the girls right now. If the girls can string together a few buckets here, it gives them a little confidence in their next game.
From deep for 3.
And
Huge
a little
shot.
bit of life back with North.
That was a huge shot right there.
16 seconds left, 4 points. It's not great, but it gives you an opportunity.
It might not win us the game, but hey, if we had made those free throws, we would be tied right now. Or not the free throws, the layups. We would be winning. So that just goes to show that the little mistakes can truly impact the game. Tobin shooting some more free throws right now.
And I love the confidence from Courtney Epplin there. You know, she's shooting it for nearly half court there. You know, she was deep.
She shot it from the volleyball line right there, and that's an impressive shot. And it truly goes to show just her confidence as a shooter and just her accuracy. Like, very few people could have made that shot.
Yeah.
She had 2 people guarding her as well. So it's just really important that we make a couple more of those shots.
Yeah.
We have a chance.
For pride, at least, I think. You know.
Right. Don't go out losing. Like, go out trying to make a comeback.
Yeah, going back to what I was saying, I love the confidence. She hasn't gotten a whole lot of opportunities this game to make a big impact, but she's hit 2 big threes now, and I mean, this is definitely affecting the ending of this game.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think that might have put it away, 35-41 with 15 seconds. I would probably just shoot it from there, but that's me.
Aggressive Katie basketball.
Oh, sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Again, but I love the confidence, right?
You just got to chuck it
You
up
just got
right
to rip
now.
it, yeah.
Right now, I'd say I probably wouldn't even foul.
It's like a Hail Mary in football, you know, you got to chuck it.
See how they're not even fouling right now. They know it's over. 2 seconds left. There's no need to risk someone getting hurt. So 41 to 35.
And folks, be sure to stick around. We're going to have a ceremony here in between our girls and our boys' games.
So it was a great game for Francis Howell North. Just showing up the whole time. Francis Howell High eventually did win by just a few points at the end of the game. And the girls' pink out ceremony is about to start right now, just to show us the greater meaning of this whole game.
Yeah, you know, it is a basketball game at the end of the day, but there is a greater meaning. These are two Howell schools that are both supporting the same cause here. So it's big to win this game, for Howell at least. And yeah, you get to see the bigger meaning here because it is more than basketball. And there is a unity here. So it's cool to see this.
I would say that there's definitely a bigger meaning here just with the pink out that we have every year, and especially the greater meaning this year. So I just think it was a great game for both of these teams. And I think that it was a great job.
Yeah, final score 41-35. Great win for Howell, and we'll be moving on to our boys' game shortly.
Thank you.
It touches so many lives of the people we know.
Okay.
This pink ribbon game is to promote cancer awareness of all kinds that affect our world, our families, and our friends. Tonight's game is recognizing pancreatic cancer and the life of John Delarue. At this time, we'd like to invite Gina, Alec, Gabby, and Isabel Delarue to center court. Tonight we honor the life of John Delarue. John was a big supporter of Francis Howell North girls basketball program while his daughters played in our program from 2015 to 2021. Even after his children graduated, he would continue to support our program, come to games, and reach out to Coach Ramley to congratulate her on a win or with words of encouragement. John will be greatly missed by the entire Francis Howell North community. On behalf of the girls basketball program and the Pat Shallow Foundation, we would like to give the family a gift basket. Please enjoy these gifts together as a family.
I wouldn't do it yet because this is still girls right now.
Did he say? Yeah, he just said girls, didn't he? Okay, so just change it.
Just wait until they're done because they have their whole little ceremony right now. Is it still going? Yeah. That mic is live. Just so you know.
Matthew texted me about that. I feel like I just didn't see it.
Oh my god.
You mean the background?
What is this?
Dad is impressed with the commentary. I like it.
Additionally, tonight at night, we'd like to honor individuals in their lives who've been touched by cancer. Please join us in honoring the special heroes of tonight's game. Each honoree is a very special person, considered a hero by one of our players. Inside your program that you received this evening, is a list of our players honorees who are a cancer survivor, a past survivor, or a person supporting a cancer survivor. We are all here tonight to support the fight, support the research, to find a cure. Survivors and those supporting survivors, keep the hope alive and continue the fight. The Knights basketball teams would like to thank each of you here tonight. We especially wish to extend a huge thank you to those who purchased our drink t-shirts. We'd like to thank the Activities Department at Francis Health North for their donation of a portion of tonight's game proceeds. We hope that we have honored those with us tonight with our sincere thoughts and feelings. You are our heroes by who you are and by the example you continue to show. Keep up the fight as we fight with you. All of our proceeds from tonight's game and sales of our t-shirts will be donated to the Washington University Cancer Research for Pancreatic Cancer in memory of John Delaware.
FHNtoday.com/live. We just need to rename it there and then add your name onto who was doing the stream and if there was anybody else. And then did they give you a rundown on the buttons? For this, yeah. Got an idea? Yeah, okay. Specify after. Yeah, and if there ends up being anybody else who's just bored, honestly, you could run scoreboard and they could run the cameras or vice versa. I just, like, that'd be an easy thing if somebody just showed up and was like, can I do something? Then we definitely could, so, okay. Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more nice round of applause for all of those folks here tonight who are cancer survivors, a past survivor, or supporting a person who is a cancer survivor.
Oh, yes, you are allowed. Okay, I'm not sure how the food thing didn't work, like whenever we need to take care of people afterwards or bring or something, I just feel bad that that didn't play out. So I'm leaving. We'll just figure out for everybody what they want. I have no idea. Cash for the concession stand. I feel bad it didn't happen. I know we got it's also wrapped out in debris, so.
And welcome to this boys varsity basketball matchup between these Howell Vikings and these North Knights. This is following our girls varsity match where the girls fell 33-27.
41.
41-33.
41-35.
Sorry, Katie knows a little bit better than I do. Apologies. Heading into this match, Howell is kind of the overwhelming favorite here. Heading into this game, they're 14-3, top of the GAC South. North not doing nearly as hot. They are 3-10 heading into this match. But on the bright side, they are the home team here. This is pink out. This is a big game for them. Katie, what do you think the key is here for Howell, or Howell North?
I think the key for Howell North is just good communication, very few turnovers, and just finishing at the rim, making layups, making free throws. Tonight is also one of our Silent Nights traditions, so we're gonna get out our light sticks, we're gonna get our walk up, and it's just gonna be a great atmosphere tonight, and we're looking for a great game.
Yeah, show Howell how to get ready for a game. And we will be right back before tip-off.
Let's meet the starting lineups. First, we're visiting Vikings from Francis Howell High School. Starting at guard, 6'1" senior, number 6, Dallas Braeden. Starting at guard, 6' senior, number 3, Jeremiah Malawas. 6'7" forward junior, number 11, Will Paulson. And guard for the Vikings, a 6' senior, number 20, Owen Braeden. And starting at forward, a 6'4" senior, number 24, Jude James. The Vikings are coached by Brianna. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Francis Howell Knights. Starting at guard, a 6'3" sophomore, number 3, Eli Bollinger. Also at guard, a 5'8" freshman, number 10, Colin Oster. And guard for the Knights, a 6'2" senior, number 25, Isaac Bollinger. And forward for the Knights, a 6'4" junior, number 35, Bryce Rand. And then forward for the Knights, a 6'6" junior, number 40, Jackson Calhoun. Knights are coached by Dr. Larry Green.
This is an interesting game, I think, tonight, just because last year we had 11 seniors on the team, and we had 2 not seniors. So we had freshman Eli Bollinger and his brother Isaac Bollinger, who was a junior at the time. Eli Bollinger is on the court right now, along with another freshman, Cohen Oster. I don't know, but this might be one of his first games on varsity.
This is his first game on varsity. So quite a bit of pressure for him to start in his very first game.
Especially on pink out night, just with a crowd this large. Francis Howell North always has a huge student section, but this is just unreal tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Green wouldn't start him for no reason.
Do we have Kyle's lineup? Do we have Kyle's lineup? I don't know any of these.
And the first bucket goes to Howell.
Isaac Bollinger there with a travel, giving it right back to Howell. In the lobby. The lobby. They have rosters.
There we go.
Cohen Oster bringing up the ball. Eli top the key.
Fighting the style number 24, June James, his first personal, that's the team's first.
Bryce Ren's throwing in the ball. Looks like Cohen Hoster has taken on the role of point guard very well, especially starting in his first varsity game.
Yeah, a bit smaller than the rest of the guys on the court, but it doesn't seem like it's affecting him very much.
Jackson Calhoun getting the first bucket for the Knights tonight.
Yeah, Jackson Calhoun's return has been a big storyline for this team. Having hip surgery in the summer, missing all of their summer workouts in the first 5 games of the season, you know, having a guy like that who is experienced is a big pickup for this team, and you can kind of see it. They've been better as of late after his return.
And like I was saying earlier, almost this entire team is first-year varsity players.
Yeah.
So I think that has a lot to do with the record this year just not being great. I think we're 3-10 right now. And just the atmosphere of this team, it's very new, it's very fresh. And we only have Eli and Isaac Bollinger to kind of take on the lead for the team.
Yeah, and like you're saying, you can kind of see who's experienced and who's not. Isaac and Eli are the 2 leading scorers on this team. Eli averaging 17 a game and Isaac averaging 10.
Eli with the ball now. Looks like he's going to take that to the rim. 4-5 now, just a few minutes into the game. And a foul sending.
An aggressive play from Bryce Renz there.
Sending number 11, Will Paulson, to the line.
Yeah, Paulson kind of the star of the show here. Paulson averaging 19 a game this year. He's kind of been carrying the load.
And making the first free throw. Got one more. Missing the second one, Bryce Renz with the rebound.
That's certainly something to follow for the rest of the game. Hitting both free throws at the line is such a pivotal thing when you're trying to count up your possessions here, and especially with 2 fast-paced possession teams, you're gonna have a lot of misses, but when you get those opportunities at the line to get 2 free points, it's a lot better when you can cash in on both.
For 3, that was some great passing just all around the court.
Great awareness from Isaac there, too. He noticed he was right by the free throw line, took that step back, and he gets 3 instead of 2.
Number 3, Jeremiah Paniwaz is just a great point guard, great handle on the ball. And he's going to shoot free throws just because he had that ability to get through all those players to the rim to get fouled.
Yeah, Poniwaz, he's an all-GAC guard. Great player to have on your team. Great experience as he is a senior. Great to pair with a guy like Paulson, who is only a junior. You know, it helps to have experience with your team, especially in big games like this.
Made the first free throw and going for the second now. The Howell North student section is very active tonight, though. Lots of noise, lots of enthusiasm. They are doing whatever they can for their team tonight. Howell North timeout, trying to get him out of that sticky situation. Trapped over the line, couldn't go back, and had no one to pass to.
Yeah, we noticed the full court press there right before the timeout. That's going to be something that definitely is going to be a challenge for Cohen Oster. You know, still very new to varsity. It's a difficult challenge as a point guard to fight through a full court press. So that's something that you have to follow for the rest of the game. Can he handle this pressure so early?
And I think it's not just him, but as a whole team as well. Having players stay back to help him, having the awareness of getting to the open spot on the court, even the coaching and just how does their press break work? Is it effective?
Yeah.
It all goes into really determining the outcome of this game.
You can definitely see a size difference from Oster compared to the guards that will be marking him tonight.
But there's
Definitely
also
smaller.
a speed difference as
Yeah.
well. Cohen Oster might be the fastest one out on the court tonight.
Yeah.
And Eli Bollinger making it and1.
Yeah, Eli has the ability to just take over games, and you saw it there. It looked like everyone else was in slow motion.
He just has that amazing ability to go up.
Yeah.
Looks like the refs are discussing if they're going to give the points. So basket's no good. Looks like it's going to be an on the floor foul. He won't even get to shoot free throws for that one. Got the shot off a little too late.
Unlucky for sure, but probably the right call.
Bryce Wren's throwing in the ball here. Eli Bollinger back with the ball for 3, and it's no good, but it was a good shot.
I like the idea there for sure, you know, feed the hot hand. He just made a shot. He's probably your best player scoring stats-wise. Yeah, get him the ball right away.
Back to Bryce Wren's to Cohen. Doubled him up almost immediately. Got into pressure really quick, saved the ball, but did turn it over in the end. That was he handled that pressure well.
Yeah, despite the turnover, I'm kind of impressed there, you know.
He held on to it for quite a minute right there.
Yeah.
I'm impressed, though, because you wouldn't think that they would be doubling up on the freshman that fast, even when it wasn't on the full court press, but things are starting to fall apart now. I would not be surprised if North takes a timeout soon. Ball to Jackson Calhoun to Isaac Bollinger. And this is what I was talking about.
And a great spin move.
This is what I was talking about in the last game, is that if you can break a press, you can get some very good layups really quickly. You don't even need to set up the offense. Some good pressure there by Eli Bollinger, number 3. Foul on Bryce Wren's.
I'm not sure if that was a foul there. I think that was just hard playing basketball.
I think it was the collision that got the refs to blow the whistle there.
Yeah, I think any collision, you're gonna think foul immediately.
Kenneth Nunn on the court.
Checking in for Jackson Calhoun.
And number 14, Christian Warren as well. Number 20, Owen Larrigan in the corner for 3.
It's a good
Eli
pass
to
from
Isaac.
Eli.
Triple coverage there. Gotta stop that. Oh, and a steal. I think I disagree with that foul. He
That
did not
looks
have the
clean to
right
me.
angle.
Nice foul. Number 10, Colin Ocean. His first personal. Team score.
And he's a freshman chant from the student section. That's a new one.
Usually the he's a freshman chant goes to the other team when the freshman just does a horrible mistake.
Yeah, you don't hear that as a positive too often, but I
Our
mean,
team
this
is
one
proud of
definitely
him.
is. Yeah, he's playing great.
That was a push from the back and a great stop by Eli Bollinger. Did he have to take the foul? Yes, but it kept the points off the board, sent them to the line.
His first personal, team step.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta force Pony Waz to earn his points, right? Getting a fast break dunk potentially there. You don't want that. make him make both of his shots at the line if he wants to.
You also just don't want that 5 fouls with 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
That is very true.
We're not in a good spot, already down by 8 points. That's 3 or 4 possessions right there.
And Oster will check out, but a great first shift from him.
Austin Vollmer taking the court.
And for the Vikings,
And the FHN Goonies,
Getting low.
a little mischief over there.
And he made the shot after all. That was Jeremiah Ponywaz. Austin Vollmer already in trouble.
jump ball, possession to the Knights.
He's also a senior this year. And you hate to say that Cohen Oster, first freshman game on varsity, almost looked like he was handling the pressure just a little bit better.
Yeah, Austin Vollmer is always a very vocal player, and I think no matter who's the starter between those two, I think Vollmer and Cohen, both of their roles are very important, right? You need a player like Vollmer that's very vocal and can get a momentum shift here, because that's something North needs really bad. But yeah, Oster looked really great handling the ball in his first time on the court there.
He looked really comfortable with it.
Yeah, it was very calm for sure.
Eli Bollinger for 3. Looked like Kenneth was about to try and save it there and realized it was just a little too late. Austin Vollmer's up there trying to press.
Difficult angle for KJ there too. Pressure in Ponywaz.
Number 11, Will Paulson, with a very aggressive layup there.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the difference between Austin and Cohen right now is that Cohen was getting rid of the ball just a little bit faster than Austin is. Austin's spending a little too much time dribbling.
I think it could be transferred to a bunch of sports, but I think it's important to know what you're going to do with the ball before you touch it. And it just doesn't seem like Austin has that right now, and Cohen really did. Cohen knew exactly what he was going to do with the ball before he had it in his hands.
A block sending Will Paulson to the line for shooting. And I also think that a huge thing that North is lacking right now is offensive rebounds. If you didn't catch it on that last shot, Eli Bollinger shot for 3 and the entire team just started running down the court. And I don't know if that was an expectation that he was going to make it or just an unwillingness to go for the rebound. But I think that if they are going to win, they're going to need to expect to miss, and they're going to need to get those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, because if you look on the flip side, the Vikings are getting a ton of second chance opportunities. And getting those opportunities, it's always going to translate to more points, because as much as it feels like it sometimes, you're not going to miss 4 straight shots. One of those are going to go in, so get those rebounds, or get those boards.
Right. It's a quantity over quality in this case. Is that that was a great quality shot, but you know what? If they could have had a rough layup, as long as it goes in the basket, that's all that counts.
Down in the paint, I'm always one for, quantity over quality, right? I think putting a bunch of shots up in the paint is important.
Obviously, you want the good baskets to go in, but it is irrelevant on how good and open a shot is, as if it just comes off your hand wrong, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, we've seen a ton of great looks that just were unlucky and it didn't fall, but yeah, if you can get that offensive board, you get another opportunity.
Andre Stith throwing it in for the Knights to Eli Bollinger.
Yeah, Stith is one to look for behind the arc. He's shot the ball from 3 great all year, so maybe that's something how they're going to get back in this game, because they're trailing big early.
Him and Bollinger already have a lot of chemistry too, just having played together since they were kids. They're best friends, and they just are looking to make an impact on this court. They're both sophomores this year. But even there, see, the Vikings got the rebound off of North's first shot.
Yeah,
and another block on Andre Stith.
Had Boston Winchester, had he been in the paint there, that would have been an opportunity to get a second chance.
Looks like we're sending number 3, Jeremiah Pondiwaz, back to the line again. It's 23-9 right now in the first quarter. Increasing their lead to 24-9.
Yeah, Katie, whatever they're doing right now really isn't working. What's the biggest shift that you could see them making here?
Just getting those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe cutting down on the turnovers, finding a better way to break this press. You can see Austin Vollmer catching the ball and just holding it for a second.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where he's going to go, and I think they just need a better set play to get out of this press right now.
Yeah, and to a certain extent, I think everyone needs to keep moving, right? I think people are trying to find an open spot, right? But I think you just need to keep looking.
Yeah, if you aren't moving, you're really easy to guard. But once you get that movement started, it starts confusion. It gets the other players tired. And so that's just better. So the end of the first quarter, Francis Howell leading 25-9.
Number 20, also number 11, Will Paulson, and number 24, Jim James.
Yeah, Coach Larry Green can't be too happy with that first quarter, but there were signs of improvement, right? I think at times Eli Bollinger looked dominant, and I think if you can keep finding him and keep allowing him to take shots, you are going to get this game a little closer.
Yeah, Eli Bollinger has been the star of the show since his freshman year, and I think that getting him the ball and letting him run his offense is essential to getting us back in the game right now.
Yeah, in each of North's wins this year, the story's kind of similar. It's a game where Eli takes over. So I think if you want this game to be one of those wins, I think it needs to be through Eli.
Especially just because the whole team kind of mirrors his morale almost. If he's having a good game, everybody's having a good game. He's getting the assists, he's getting steals, and he's distributing the ball, not just scoring it himself.
Similar to how we were talking about Alicia Hunt in the prior game. Eli, in the same way, is an impact player. When Eli's on the floor, depending on how he's playing, that's how the rest of the team is going to play, like you were saying. When he's on, he's making shots. He's filling up the stat sheet.
The starting 5 are back out on the court for this second quarter.
Yeah, you were mentioning how much better Oster was handling this press compared to Vollmer. I'm curious to see if that will continue.
Yeah, I am too. It could just be the beginner's luck, you know. The first time you step onto the court, you almost can get that moment of clarity.
Yeah.
And things just seem to slow down, but it also could just be that he's more talented, and that could be why they brought him up. I believe he started on JV this year. I think he also played a couple freshman games, and I think just the coach is seeing his ability and seeing how he played on those teams is what brought him up to varsity so early in the year.
Yeah, he's prospering at every level, and I mean, you can see it here. Very calm.
Very calm, and he's not afraid to pass the ball. And I think that's important because when you do have a person that is great and can control the ball, that's amazing. And if they can bring it up the court with that help, that's great too. But I think another talent is also just being able to understand when you need to pass the ball and when you need to get rid of it. And I think that's a talent that he has. Up to Eli Bollinger, to Cohen Oster. Oh, and a block on the floor. Number 3, Jeremiah Pondiwaz. Looks like it'll be an inbounding play.
Yeah, building on what we were saying, and similar to what I said earlier, I think great players have the ability to slow down the game. And you can see it with Eli, and I don't want to speak too soon, but you're starting to see it a little bit with Oster here. That full court press is right in his face, but he's finding a pass and he's not freaking out, which I think is very important.
I think the other team is realizing this kid's potential too. If you look at it, they're double teaming him quickly on a lot of these plays, leaving their own man just to guard him, just to give that help. He's quick off the dribble. He can pass the ball well.
Yeah, and you were saying the size the size disadvantage for him, but it builds into speed, right? He can blow by his man a lot.
And he can get lower to the ground, just a little bit more mobility for him too. Elijah Bollinger's shooting free throws right now. missing the first one, but hoping to get up to 10 for the second free throw.
Cut it to 18.
It's a formidable gap right now, that's for sure. But you gotta have faith. But
Yeah,
even
I mean,
right there, like nobody going for the rebound. There was 4 Howell players and not a single North player. They could have easily put that back up for another 2 points right there.
Yeah, despite how early it is, it feels Howell has gotten off to a really great start, and I'm not sure that North is awake here, to be honest with you.
I don't think either team has scored in the first minute and a half, really, of this quarter.
Yeah.
And I speak incorrected. Will Paulson for 2.
Katie with a little bit of commentator's curse there.
Doubling up on Eli. Good pass. Way to get through the 2. Didn't work that time, though.
You like the idea there, but just not the right execution.
11 putting it up.
Kind of a smart play there from Oster there. Not that pass, but on the defensive end there, the guy went up, and rather than potentially getting a foul for a shot that was probably going to go in, he didn't contest it, which maybe doesn't always look the greatest, but I think you need to save yourself for later in the game.
Yeah. I think another thing is Howell is just showing their dominance with their passing game across the court in between multiple players, and these passes, they're crisp, they're accurate, they're hard, and the players are still catching them. And I think that's a huge factor in their success right now.
Yeah, I think being able to play at the highest level at a fast pace is something that every basketball team tries to do, and Howell is doing that right now. You know, like they're outpacing North by quite a bit, but they're still executing at a high level.
Jackson Calhoun with the rebound and the turnover and the foul. At least they didn't make that layup, though.
Calhoun's face there is kind of telling the story of this game so far. It's kind of just been really frustrating for North.
It's been really frustrating for North and the individual players themselves, just with the turnovers and just how they're feeling about this game, how they're feeling about their own performance right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's been individual struggles, but overall, it's never fun to get beat down, and right now that's what's happening.
Right, with a 24-point lead right now, 24-point lead. Howell is really taking control of this game. It has not deterred the student section, though. They're still energetic. They don't care if their team wins or loses. They're just happy to be at a basketball game on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Eli with the turnover, number 14 with the layup.
Yeah, most of the students in the student section enjoying their snow day, doing something today. I'm sure a lot of them are just lounging, strolling out of bed at 11, you know. Something to do today.
Number 14 is Oliver Van Buskirk with that layup there.
Back in the huddle for both teams. I think there's definitely a difference in the energy between the two huddles. Just looking at them, you know, Howell, you're not mad about your performance at all, and I can't say the same for North here.
Yeah, Howell, they're looking like they're getting some water, they're getting refreshed, they're getting pumped up, and North just looks kind of beat down right now. They're looking a little angry, a little just upset about the overall performance so far.
Yeah, I think you've lost a bit of that energy that you came into this game with.
Came in super hyped, just with the crowd, the excitement of the game overall.
Yeah, the Silent Night intro always will hype the players up, but I feel they've lost that energy. I think they need to regain that to really compete in this game.
I just think that home team advantage just isn't doing enough right now.
No, I feel that Hal's kind of unfazed by being on the road right now.
I think Hal's unfazed by a lot right now. I don't think Hal could be fazed about everything. They're just walking on the court with the confidence, thinking, and just really assuming that they're better than the other team. And right now, that's looking accurate. About to hit a 10-second count, but turned out to be a foul on number 24, Jude James.
Yeah, Jude James, one of the better defensive players on this team. I believe he's averaging two steals a game, and you saw it there. He came in with the double, and there was no match for Andre there.
Ball to Isaac Bollinger, taking it up the court right now. To Eli, Boston Party Winchester, also a sophomore, have a very young team here.
Yeah.
We've got 2 seniors on the court and then 3 sophomores. Jackson Calhoun with the fadeaway. Can really show you that the big post players can shoot as well. They're definitely keeping Howell on the wings right now.
And a great pass cross court.
Number 11, Will Paulson, going up with that one.
Great touch around the rim for Paulson, and you can, I mean, the stats don't lie. You can see those 19 points per game with how he's playing right now.
Jackson Calhoun for 3, and just bounced off the rim.
Just a bit off there, but I like the idea.
That's something we definitely didn't see in the girls' game. If we remember, close to the end of the game, Evie Krause wide open at the top of the key, just didn't even look at the basket.
Yeah, I think sometimes there just needs to be a bravery to take a shot that maybe you wouldn't take earlier in the game, but hey, maybe it falls.
Yeah, maybe you miss, but at least you're showing that you're showing the movement there, you're getting the ball moving, you're showing that just that trust and faith in yourself.
Yeah, and if you're looking at it from the other perspective, if you're Hal and you see Evie Krause just stand there and hold the ball and just pass it from deep, you're not going to guard her from deep
Right,
later.
so that actually allows you to then double up somewhere else on the court. And that's not something you also don't want to see, because Evie Krause is also not known for dribbling the basketball.
No.
So you're really not going to, if she's got the ball at the top of the key, she's looking to pass.
No, you're making your options even worse when you do something like that.
So I think just having that mobility that even your posts can dribble the ball and they can shoot it as well just adds to your team so much overall. It gives you that much more flexibility on the team. It's North's ball thrown in on the sidelines.
A fun thing with pink out games is the players always show out with their pink accessories, and you can kind of see it with Eli Bollinger. He's got the pink socks,
Jackson
got the pink laces, yeah.
With the pink little knee band. Andre with the pink shoes. I heard a rumor that Eli Bollinger has not worn the same pair of basketball shoes to a single game so far this year.
I think I can confirm that. Jackson Calhoun told me something very similar.
And I think that's just amazing, just to have that kind of different, just a little bit of fun with the game necessarily.
Yeah, you can tell he's definitely like a student of the game in a way. Like, he loves basketball, and I mean, you can kind of see that with his collection. And if you have enough shoes to where you can wear a different pair every single game, that's impressive to me.
Number 32, Brody Tharp with that last point for Howell. And looks like it'll be a foul on Howell as well.
That's his first personal. It's a team sport. Into the game of the dice, number 14, Christian Warren.
Christian Warren checks in for Boston Winchester.
I've noticed that a big thing that Hal North is doing right now is they're having at least 2 big men on the court at all times. And I think that's interesting, just looking at the program, especially considering girls varsity, who always has at least 4 guards on the court. It's just a very different dynamic between the 2 teams.
Yeah, I do think it's due to personnel to a certain extent. I think you have a lot more big players on your boys varsity team than you do on that girls varsity team. But yeah, I think it's definitely a different play style for sure.
Looks like a little bit of miscommunication there. Hal North's ball throwing it in.
Earlier, we've been talking a lot about the Howell North student section, but I think the same can be said about this Howell student section. For being a road game, this is quite the turnout for them.
It really is. And I mean, when you have a good team, you want to watch them play, if that makes sense. You like to see them win. But Jackson Calhoun, again, having all the points this quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, and building on what you were saying, I think as a team, if you travel well, your student section will travel well as well.
Elijah Bollinger missing the layup. He's just having a rough game today.
That's kind of an unnecessary foul for Jackson Calhoun there, holding the arm. Bit of a...
Especially right now, he's kind of the dominant player on the court.
Yeah, you need him to stay on the floor. No retaliation fouls. Hands up for Isaac Bollinger.
23 wide open in the corner, but misses the shot. Doubling them up. It looks like they're in a zone right now. And a steal for Isaac Bollinger. Going all the way to the rim, and it's good.
Going coast to coast for Isaac there. Great play for them, and something that can pick you up a little bit.
Hopefully the momentum of this game will shift a little bit in the Francis Howell North's favor. But there's just been a few too many fouls for North already. They had over 5 in the first half, or in the first quarter, and they've already got 5 in the second. I just can't even imagine how many of their players are eventually going to just need to come off the court just because they can't risk any more fouls.
That every time you foul, they're going to the line. Now you're in the bonus. That's not something you can have. It's not a way to come back in a basketball game. That's for sure.
Kenneth Nunn back on the court for Jackson Calhoun.
I think you can definitely see frustration on all of the players from North, and I mean, to be honest with you, you can't blame them, right? This is not the performance that you're hoping for in a first half.
It really isn't. To be down by 27 points is just outrageous. They've over-doubled them up, and Howell North really isn't putting a dent into that lead either.
No, they've only scored, what, 6 in this half, or in this quarter?
Yeah.
That's just
3
not
baskets in 6.5 minutes is just not impressive.
It's not a winning formula.
The only way you can win a game is by putting points on the board, and Howell North really isn't doing that right now. Eli Bollinger missing a 3rd free throw right now.
Something I am a bit curious about with this game is it is a bit warm in this gym. I wonder if that is affecting the players a little bit. You know, they're already exhausted. It's not great when it feels like it's 90 degrees too.
That's some of the struggles of Howell North building a new school, is the repairs just don't always occur.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm feeling it too, man. It's pretty hot up here.
The Howell players seem unaffected though, as they go on another drive to the basket. Number 4.
I think that's a pattern.
Lincoln Swan.
I think that's a pattern that you mentioned earlier. I think they're unaffected over anything.
And they're really good at driving to the basket too, is they can find a way to get into the paint. And it's a lot easier to score when you're 4 feet from the basket than when you're 25.
Yeah,
missing the first free throw.
Finding better looks is something that North has struggled all game, and Howell certainly isn't.
I don't know if it's necessarily the shot quality that they're getting, but maybe just the ability to finish when they're getting it. Lincoln Swan 1 for 2 from the line. Isaac Bollinger taking the ball up the court. Some great dribbling right there. Isaac in the corner for 3, did not go in. Number 14, Oliver Van Buskirk taking the ball up the court.
Definitely a mouthful there.
And 32, Brody Tharp putting in the basket. Less than a minute to go, and Howell North is down 30 points right now. A travel for Cohen Oster.
It looks like the travel monster bit Cohen there. In the words of my good friend Parker Smith, with the travel monster.
And let me tell you, that 30-point deficit is not discouraging the Francis Howell North student section right now.
No, they're acting like they're up 30, and I love the energy.
30 seconds to go. Another foul for Eli Bollinger. Hopefully he can make those free throws this time. Both teams are in the bonus right now.
Viking foul number 40, Preston Goldman. That's his first personal.
Missing the first one again. Is that 5 straight missed?
I think so.
And missing again. He really needs to figure out what is going wrong there. I think he's just in his head at this point.
Yeah, I understand how difficult it can be when you're down by such a big deficit, but this is not
just
the
pressure
way
that
to do
every
it.
point counts, you
Jump
know.
ball. Possession stays with the Vikings.
Lincoln Swan with the ball. For 2, it did not go in. And no more points at the end of the half. Currently 15 to 45. A huge deficit for Francis Howell North. And we'll be back in just a few minutes with an interview between Braeden Kettinger and Jackson McGowan just about how this game is going overall.
You could unmute both and only turn one on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have one more miracle minute. Again, we're raising money tonight for cancer research. The cause close to all of our hearts, I'm sure. So as the kids come around with the buckets, please make a donation. And we're going to start that clock in 3, 2, 1, let's go. I see some money being waved. We gotta find a kid with a bucket. If you've got money, now put your hand up high and we'll send somebody around. A whole lot of folks right over in this area right here. Just 15 more seconds. Trying to break our own record. We get $263 for the JV game, $371 at the girls game. Need all the help we can get with 5 seconds left. And once again, thank you so very much for your generosity.
So I go down and be ready. Should I go down and be ready? I don't know how long this will take. I just don't want to be like not have enough time.
They'll come out with about 5 minutes left, probably. So you can just
Okay, we need to decide what the final question is going to be at the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, now taking the floor is your Nightline Varsity Dance Team!
Yeah, I'm gonna run down with the mics. I'll hand Jackson.
Your Nightline Varsity Dance Team. And now, help me welcome to the floor your varsity cheerleaders. Varsity cheerleaders.
Wait, do you mean like the commenting or just the score? I was like, wow. With just 3 minutes left before the second half begins, Hal North sure is taking quite their time in the locker room before this half, which is not giving their players a lot of time to warm up. But when they do come out, we're going to have Braeden Kettinger interview Jackson McGowan just about how that first half went, whenever that does happen. And they're back. with just 2.5 minutes left to go before the second half starts. We're gonna pass it on down to them on the court.
All right, I'm here with senior Jackson McGowan. Jackson, what was the atmosphere like in the locker room after that half?
You know, a lot of the players, not great, but I think we're going to get it turned around here. The energy coming out of the locker room was better. We got a game plan, so I think we can really turn around this half.
What do you guys look to improve on heading into the second half?
Sorry.
What are you guys looking to improve on heading into the second half?
A lot of just rebounds.
Yeah.
We haven't been boxing out very well. And if we can get a lot more rebounds, they're playing into our hand on defense. If we get our rebounds, we're going to be pretty solid.
Does the big deficit heading into the second half change how you guys are going to game plan for the second half?
No, not at all. We always come in with the mindset whether we're winning or losing that at the half, it's always 0-0. New half, new start, no matter what.
All right, that's all I have. Back up to you, Katie.
It was a great interview just to start the half, just to see that mindset coming in for them. And we're looking forward to another great half of basketball in just one more minute. Hal North really is just taking their minute left to just get in as many shots as they can before going back into the huddle just to start up this half.
They were a lot later out back to the court than Howell was, but to be fair, I think that kind of reflects the play in the first half, right? Howell came out really awesome, and I can't say the same for North. So, I mean, there's a lot more to talk over for North than there is Howell, I think.
Yeah,
Howell,
I was just going to say that. Hal North has a lot more to discuss.
Yeah. Yeah, Howell, it's just like, hey, keep it up. But we heard from Jackson, and I think they kind of agree with us, right? That getting those rebounds are going to be very important to extending these possessions.
Extending the possessions and also just getting points.
Yeah.
It's so, I won't say it's so easy to get a rebound and put back, but it's a lot easier to get a rebound and a putback than it is to go shoot a three.
For sure.
Regardless of the defense that is there. It's just going straight up, and you just need those opportunities. And right now, I don't know how many offensive rebounds we've gotten, but it's not many. And if we could just extend those possessions, like you said, I think we could really get back into this.
the brother-to-brother connections active tonight.
Finally looks like a little bit of enthusiasm for North right now, cutting into that huge lead.
I wouldn't call it a smile, but you can see a smirk on a few players' faces right now.
Brendan Wibbenayer for 2.
And Eli takes a big fall.
Into the game for the Vikings, number 2, D'Anthony McJames, number 4, Lincoln Swan.
Bryce Renz and Boston Winchester check in. Christian Warren. Christian Warren checks out.